Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the touring setup on my Triumph Scrambler 400x. It's very cold right now. We're in Sisu. It's 7th of December today and it feels like abhi snow hone hi wali hai. But nevertheless, we were here and we thought we'll spend 20 minutes and talk about the touring setup on my bike. We're going to talk about three things that are absolutely necessary for the Scrambler 400x, things that are somewhat optional for people who have money or for people who prefer the benefits these things give. They can buy those. And third thing we're going to talk about is the back setup I have, which I regard very highly. So let's talk about all of these three things today. Number one thing that is absolutely necessary for the Scrambler 400x are the brake pads. Now I know people are going to come in the comments and say कि यार brake pads बहुत अच्छे हैं. They are very specific to the purpose they are built. But yes, you're right, they are built to a purpose. That purpose is not touring. If you're into touring, you definitely need to swap your brake pads and get the ones from the Speed 400. They're gonna fare much better on the highway, on the hills, when you need braking on steep declines. So number one thing in my opinion are the brake pads, and you should get these as soon as possible right from the factory in my opinion. Second necessary item I think are the lights. Like all LED lights in the market right now, these are also average. So if you think you'll ever have to tour in the night, you need better lights. I've got the Scout from Mad Dogs. These are average in terms of illumination. These are 50% flood, 50% spot. But I think they're more reliable. That is why I got these lights. Earlier I've used the local ones, the HG copies from Karol Bagh in Delhi. They also worked fine. The only problem is the switch didn't work fine. So if you can get good switch from somewhere and get localized, that's also going to work for you. But if you really want a reliable setup, I think Mad Dogs are great in that department. So yeah, second necessary item, you need lights. Now if you're into touring or long rides, the next thing you need is the 15 teeth sprocket from Speed 400 or the KTM 390 Adventure. This is something that should have come from the factory. Right after brake pads, the next thing on your list should be the 15 teeth sprocket. And I think this is going to make a world of difference in the way your bike behaves on the highway or on the hills. A must-have item. Get it from the factory itself, maybe day zero. That is what I would recommend. On the optional items, I think the very first item is the air filter. If you can get this air filter, it's going to help reduce the vibrations or subdue the vibrations at least. And if you're getting air filter in conjunction with the 15 teeth sprocket, then that just changes the whole character of the bike. I'm keeping air filter as an optional because it's expensive compared to the factory fitted air filter, which might cost I think 300 or 400 rupees. I've got the BNC air filter and that costed me some 6,000 rupees I guess. Although it's a lifetime air filter, but you'll still have to clean it every now and then, which is also expensive. Optional item, but it does change the character of the bike. It helps subdue the vibration, which is one of the biggest problems with the Scram 400. So get it if you can, just optional. Optional item number 2 are the adjustable levers from again KTM. I got it from KTM, but I think up to Speed mein bhi aate hai, so it's going to be easy to source this from Triumph itself. I got only the clutch because brake wasn't a problem for me. I got only the clutch adjustable lever, and the only benefit is if you have short hands or if you're when you're wearing winter gloves, it just gets easier if the clutch is closer to you. So very cheap. I think 600 for the clutch side, 1,000-1,200 for the brake lever. That is how much it costed at the KTM service center. I don't know how much it is at Triumph. But yeah, again optional, but something that can add value to some of us. Consider it if you want to. Okay, on to the luggage system. But it's about to snow right now. So we're going to change our location and go to a different place and then talk about the Rahgear Unrack 15 and the Carbonado Modpac 30. See you at another place. So the Rahgear isn't that famous right now, so let's quickly talk about what these bags are. These are rackless systems, 15 plus 15 liters of space. What you do is you mount them first and then you slide your bag into the mount itself. These are fairly lightweight bags, and in my opinion, they look amazing, and they're good value for money. They are 7K. If you like the looks, they are really good value for money. Why I say if you like the looks? Because if you're only chasing value for money in terms of space per rupee, then probably the tailbacks from Rhinox or Viatara or other brands are going to be much better in that regard. But if you like the side mounted look of bags on your bike and you don't want to ride your bike with panniers, these are great looking bags, I think. They are not perfect, but they are good looking. And I think especially compared to panniers, they are far better. They're far better in the sense that they are very lightweight. So even if you're like expecting 20% of your time on the road to be on the bad ones or off-roading, then these bags are 10 times better than panniers. You'll see we also use panniers. We have earlier used tail bags on our bikes, and of all three, we prefer this system mainly because we ride in the Himalayas where we do encounter bad roads, and from that perspective, these bags are much better than the pannier systems, or the especially compared to the top bag, which is again mounted beyond your rear wheel, so it just messes up the balance of the bike. There are some bad things about this bags also. Let's talk about what's good, 3 good things and 3 bad things. 3 good things about the bag. Number 1, the mounting is rock solid and it's really light, like I said earlier. Number 2, there's enough space between the 2 bags. There's 15 plus 15, plus there are a lot of innovative features to keep your knickknacks. You have zippers, you can put it in the mounting itself. For example, the Invisistick from my action cam, I can just slide it into the mounting itself. Number 3, the bags are very versatile. So you can just pull them out, use them as a backpack right away. You don't have to strap on the backpack straps onto the bag separately. You just pull the bags out and the straps are built in. You can use this as a backpack. Now, 3 bad things about the bag. 1, the mounting is not intuitive. I have mounted these bags 3 times now and I still struggle. Plus, when you're mounting them, you feel like the bags are going to touch the exhaust, but they do not. Once you put the bags together, once you slide in the bags also, they do not touch the exhaust. But yes, the mounting is not intuitive. I don't know how Rahgear can improve on it. I don't have any suggestions, but I know there's some potential to make it more intuitive. Number 2, the bags get real dirty real quick. What Rahgear should have done is they should have given a cover with the bags. I think they're now selling it separately, but something that should have come with the package itself. Number 3, some parts of the bag, they feel a bit flimsy. I say they feel because in functionality, I've never really encountered any issues. But when you touch them, when you're strapping the bags together, it just, the D-rings, for example, sometimes they feel a bit flimsy. I don't know how long they're going to last, but I hope they do. So yeah, these were 3 bad things about the bag. On to the third bag. This is the Carbonado Modpac 30 liter that I'm using. Altogether, I get 15 plus 15 plus 30 liter of space with this setup. There's been enough videos about Carbonado on YouTube, and a lot of people have reviewed this earlier, so I'm not going to get into too many details, but I think this bag is pretty solid in terms of value it provides. There are some shortcomings to this bag also. For example, this is a 30 liter version, and if I don't fill it to the brim, if I don't fill it let's say more than 25 liters, it's very difficult to roll it and close it. But the really good thing about this bag is the mounting straps just stay on my bike forever under the seat. So I don't remove them ever. So mounting it, dismounting it is extremely easy. And I think if you want to buy a smaller mod packs later, it's going to gel well with those bags also. So that's what I like about this bag. I've passed a lot of judgment on the bags, but I want to share what my experience with other bags has been. We have earlier used the tail bag from Rhinox. We have used that hybrid tail bag from Rhinox. We have used the roll bag from Rhinox. We have used hybrid tail bags from Viatara. And this is the setup on the other bike that I come with when I'm touring. This guy is using these panniers from Royal Enfield. And I tell you, the biggest advantage of using a pannier is that if you're carrying sensitive stuff with you, it's going to be safer in pannier. The panniers are going to break first if your bike takes a fall. So that's why you should consider pannier. The biggest disadvantage though of pannier is that it's a lot of weight on your bike. If you're into off-roading, if you're encountering even 20%, 30% off-road, and you don't have a really good bike to tackle off-road situations, it's a real big problem carrying panniers. You'll see today we are not carrying the top box. A top box is an even bigger mess when it comes to off-road. It just the balance of your bike. So yeah, that is what our reference point is when we are comparing or when we are commenting on the Rahgear or the Carbonado. Our reference point is mostly with the tailbacks from other companies and panniers and top boxes on this Himalayan 411. Alright guys, that's it for this video. We have tried to keep it as concise as possible, but if you think we could have answered more questions or we could have passed more comments from our experience, do let us know in the comments. For today, the weather was not in our favor. It's really cold here in Sisu today on 7th of December. And but still, do let us know if you have any questions about my Triumph setup or even the pannier setup on the 411. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one, and happy touring.